You should have a link to this class, which is the one that I record, and then it takes me a little time to upload it. So that's where the notes are, because I don't just put my PowerPoints or Google Slides, whatever the heck you want to call it, online, but that's how you can get it. And then there should be the quiz, homework, assignment, assessment, whatever you want to call it, the daily grade that goes along with it. We are doing the terrestrials today. That is correct. We are going up through the asteroid belt. And then tomorrow, we're going to do all the Jovians, the gas giants. What we are doing today, if I can get this to go correct, we are going to do the terrestrials, of which Earth is one. Okay, so for this focus, you should know the answer. Focus, opener, bell ringer, whatever the heck I have it called is up here. It's focus here. There are 8 planets in our stellar system in order from the sun. What's the first one? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, then Saturn, Uranus, I don't care, and then Neptune. For Pluto has been demoted to dwarf planet status. Very close. Karen is, in fact, that's the only, we'll talk more about it tomorrow. Pluto and Karen are the only known system where the planet shares its atmosphere with its moon. About 216 years of a cycle. It actually exchanges the very thin atmosphere that it has. So, but that's going to be lumped in with the gas giants, even though Pluto's not a gas giant. It's terrestrial. Huh? Oh, I've got all different kinds of images that I've been getting more recent images from the satellites that are out there. And I've been adding stuff into my notes because this was, I've done this before in physics when I did space, but a lot of my stuff I lost when I moved from one school to another. The more up-to-date images that I had, they vanished. They vanished with the old computer. So we are, okay, so the second half. Easy half is listing the 8 planets. Can you tell me a moon besides ours?
Triton.
Triton?
Triton's on Neptune.
Triton is the largest of Neptune. Titan is the largest of Saturn.
Titanium.
No, not titanium. That's an element. You don't know any of the other moons?
Luna.
Well, Luna's ours. What? Did you say lemur? No.
Does Pluto
I don't expect somebody to be able to spout out 57 of the Jovian moons or 60 something of the Saturnine moons. The bigger they are, the more satellites they have. No, it's not. It's just the way it works. So this is the order of the planets. If for some reason you didn't get it, we're going to go through here. Where am I hearing music from? Who? Who?
It's not me.
Somewhere. Really loud. Is it coming from my computer? Oh, somebody turn it off. All right, so we don't have enough time in one class period to get through the entire stellar system that we have. I mean, I could, but y'all wouldn't enjoy it. So we're going to take our time and we're going to split it in half. And I'm coming back and actually amending. I meant to amend the notes today, but my dog ran away yesterday afternoon. And then my daughter woke me up at 8 o'clock this morning. So I've been sort of playing catch up. I don't know how I didn't get a speeding ticket taken her to school. I really don't. We are going to go through here, and then we're going to pick up. We will do Monday asteroids and comets, that section, which I have to amend those notes because we've had stuff that have changed. And then it'll be Tuesday. There's no school Monday.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's what? Labor Day? Monday, Labor Day? Yeah. And then I need to build notes on the constellations. I've not done that. I've never actually taught about the constellations before, so I gotta brush up on my zodiacs.
Aries.
Well, go forward. There we go. The inners, These are the ones that we're going to focus on, the terrestrials. Boys, shh. What they have in common is they have a solid surface. Hypothetically, if you went to it, you could walk on it. Now, the only one that we can safely walk on is Earth. All the other ones have got something wrong with it where you'd pretty much die. Some of them instantly, and some of them you could last about a minute, like Mars, especially if you can hold your breath. Your eyeballs pop out of your head, but you could at least survive for a little bit. So we're focusing on these. As a whole, they are smaller. They're made of rock and what's called silicate, things like sand. This is a glass. The outer planets are primarily made of hydrogen and helium. These are your gas giants. Much, much, much larger planets further out. Okay, so I've got Ashley, Damien, Logan, Alex, Cole, Zach, Chase, Triton, Daniel's back there, Hazel. Jacob, Landon, Kaylee's out here. Crap. Now, those of you that are online, I'm sorry if this echoes when I play the planets. Because it's coming through my speakers. I'm sorry, and I didn't put links to this online. But we are about to listen to a couple of different planets. We're going to start off with Mercury. What NASA has done is essentially tuned into the radio signal, because everything that has mass emits its own radio waves, and it takes it from a radio wave and turns it into an audible wave so we can hear it. But this is what Mercury sounds like. Mercury is tidally locked to the sun. That means that the same side of the planet is constantly facing the sun and is being permanently baked. It's hot enough to melt lead. But then the other side, I guess what you would call the dark side of that planet, the back side, the other side, the non-sun side, you would like instantly freeze. Okay, so, but that's what Mercury sounds like. That's what somebody asked. Could there be a Goldilocks zone on Mercury? Well, there's really not much of an atmosphere to speak of. Yes, it has a very, very, very thin atmosphere, but nothing that could support life. So either you're melting on one side or you're freezing solid on the other. Now, the dark side or the back side of Mercury actually has ice in the craters. And when I say ice, I mean water ice. We used to think, and I remember when I was taught when I was your age, not that the teachers were stupid, they just didn't know any better, that water was unique to this planet. Liquid water is the precious commodity here, but we find ice everywhere. In almost every planet, in almost every moon, there is a subsurface ice layer. Some of them have a bunch of ice, like Europa. We don't know if there's a water layer or not because we haven't had the ability to land something on it and go down and look at it yet. But Mercury, essentially, everything is burned away, but its core is iron and nickel. All terrestrials, the core is iron and nickel. Oh, that's frozen. No, not unfrozen. Unfreeze. Venus. Venus is up in the morning. Venus is that really, really, really bright star that's out towards the east. And it is called Earth's twin only because it is approximately the same mass in kilograms and approximately the same radius. Other than that, Earth is essentially heaven. We can live here. We can survive here. And Venus is basically hell. Like, they are polar opposites. When I was younger, just because there wasn't the technology yet, this is what Venus looked like. We couldn't see through the sulfuric acid clouds. The sun does not shine on Venus. It bounces off of those sulfuric acid clouds, which is why Venus is so bright. The sunlight's bouncing off of it. It's actually brighter than Jupiter. So here's our environment with Venus. And yes, there's another slide that goes with this for the atmosphere and whatnot. The sun does not reach the surface. If it did, the sun would rise in the west and set in the east because Venus's day is longer than its year. One of the only two planets that spins the wrong direction. Everybody else, the sun would rise in the east and set in the west, just like it does here. So you're not going to see the sun. No photosynthesis. If you have light at all, it's literally going to be from the magma or the lava, technically what's on the surface. This image has stripped the clouds away. So it's literally, and it almost looks like a face. It's got eyes and a nose and a mouth. That's the modern image of Venus. Almost the entire atmosphere is made of carbon dioxide gas. I don't know the exact numbers. Somewhere I have a cheat sheet that has all the different data chemically for the planets. I just don't memorize this. I want to say it's about 95% carbon dioxide. Sun does not rise. It has sulfuric acid clouds, which means if it rains sulfuric acid. The pressure is so great that your head would be pulled through your feet. So here we are, walking on lava, being burnt by sulfuric acid, or being smashed into a pancake, and it's hot enough to melt lead. So you're not going to survive on Venus, even for a fraction of a second. You're going to instantly be destroyed. I don't think you'd even have enough time to say a bad word before you die. It's insta death. Try not to say bad words. Man, I said some bad words. My dog ran away yesterday. I was skating all over Azel looking for her.
What type of dog is it?
She's a toy Australian Shepherd. The neighbors took her to I knocked on the right door. They took her to the SPCA. She's the good dog. Stupid dog couldn't run away. The good dog ran away.
I saw like a golden retriever looking dog. So sweet.
Now she's like this big. She's itty bitty, 15 pounds. Itty bitty little thing. But I'm gonna get her back. My kid cried so hard because she let her out. She thought she was gonna be grounded or spanked or whatever. A poor kid. Anyways, this is Venus. I can play you a little bit of an audio on this planet. I think I have most of them queued up. Here's Venus. So it's different. This one actually sounds a little bit more metallic than the first one. In fact, I can let you see this is a current image of Venus. Very, very similar to the one that I actually had on the previous slide. It's just got more of the ultraviolet spectrum on this one than the infrared. Okay, let's go back. Earth. Us. Our beautiful little blue marble in space. What makes Earth so special, it's not the presence of water in general, it's the liquid version of it. Most of the water on our planet is actually frozen. And of the water that is water, liquid, most of that is salt. Only 3% of the water on our planet is actually fresh. And like I said, most water is already, it's frozen in the North and South Pole. We'll get into that later. We start doing geo stuff. Most of our atmosphere is nitrogen. It's the fact that we have a nice cushiony atmosphere that makes life available here. Really, the atmosphere is there because of the magnetosphere, which is there because there is a constant battle between these two things towards the center of the Earth. So the part we walk on, that's called the crust. It's only a couple miles thick, not much. Below that, which you think of lava, which is really magma. It's lava if it comes out, it's magma if it's underneath. That's called the mantle. That part is constantly trying to eat the core. The core is in the center, which is iron and nickel, and it's constantly trying to expand. So your mantle, the magma, and the core, the iron, they're constantly fighting each other. Eventually, the core is going to win. And when the core wins, guess what's going to happen to our planet? Now, it's not going to explode, but our magnetosphere is going to disappear, our atmosphere is going to disappear, and everything's going to radiate. Essentially, we're going to be like Mars. Now, we don't know what killed Mars's core. Mars used to have rivers and oceans and life, at least bacterial. There is still water on Mars. It's just not like it is here. It's very, very, very salty. Oh, I got audio on the Earth too. Here, I'll freeze it. This is what the Earth sounds like. It sounds like a plane. It sounds like some people say they hear. Oh, it's got some weird stuff going on there too. Ocean waves. I've heard people say it sort of sounds like that. But if you turn your radio ears towards our planet from somewhere else, this is what they would hear. All right. Are you done with this one? That's it, yes. Mars. Keep in mind, images look inverted a lot of times. It's really the South Pole. Mars has two different caps, just like we do, a North and a South Pole. That's where most of the water on Mars is located, at least to our knowledge, because we don't know if there's a subsurface there. We haven't, even though we have a rover on it, we haven't really gone subsurface yet. Not far, at least. There are rivers. There are channels. We know that Mars used to have a lot more water than it has now. When its core died and it lost the bulk of its atmosphere, most of that water evaporated. Most of it. It does have seasonal water. The rover that's there, after NASA got done drawing a giant penis on the Martian floor, which is the very first thing that they did, by the way. They really did.
That tells you what humanity has gone.
No, I'm not. I mean, it's not there anymore because of the dust. But you watch how you type it in. You can look. Martian rover draws giant penis on Mars, and it is very obvious that that is what they were trying to draw. With only a NASA engine to be like, hey, look what I can do.
So somebody's on NASA who's just like, hey, check this.
That's exactly correct. I guarantee you, it's something along those lines. Is the conversation that happened. The warmest that Mars gets is about room temperature in here, about 70 degrees. But it gets so cold that you'd instantly freeze to death. So, did you look it up? I told you. You tell me that that's not what they were trying to draw.
Wait, hold on. I got
Everybody's gonna look it up. What you learn in school today? Oh, they drew a penis on Mars.
They really do.
They really did. Like as soon as it, like that very first thing. Very first thing. Ah. Oh my gosh. The largest volcano in our solar system is on Mars. It's Mount Olympus or Olympus Mons. Now Mars, which you can see in the morning, to me it looks orange. It doesn't look red, okay, but it's got a red color. So Mars is named Mars because that was the god of war. And I can't remember if it's Latin or Roman or Greek or I don't know. It's one of them. Well, Mars, the god of war, had two sons that he would bring into battle with him. And they were fear and chaos. And so those are the names of the two moons of Mars. There are only two planets that don't have moons, Mercury and Venus. Everybody else has at least one. Mars has two. Jupiter's got like 60-something. Saturn has 50-something. They keep finding more, so the number keeps changing. It is red because of rust. Y'all, in order for iron to rust, it has to be in the presence of oxygen and water. So we know that there was a lot more water on the surface of Mars at some point in time in the past, let alone the fact that there are ice caps and there is seasonal water, even though it's very, very, very salty. The rover that's up there, I'm having a brain fart. I can't remember its name. It sings happy birthday to itself every year.
Yeah.
It's really sad. I mean, not that it can think because it's a machine, but it is actually taken footage when the water starts to come up subsurface. It almost looks like a little landslide. So it's not like rivers flowing across the surface. So, and we have found fossilized bacteria on Mars as well. Ceres. This is the largest body in the asteroid belt. This is the first dwarf planet that we will talk about. There are 5. When they sent the Dawn spacecraft out into the asteroid belt to take a look at this thing, it flew past that crater and it brought back that image. And the engineers said, oh, wait. They reprogrammed Dawn to come back. I'm going to go forward. I'm going to come back again to this. So hold on just a second. The second flyby that Dawn did was much, much, much closer. And they saw this. What the heck do you think is causing light?
Ice.
It is ice. It's the reflection of the sun. So keep in mind. No. No.
Yes, the sun's purple.
Technically it's white, but so it got hit with something else in the asteroid belt. It's in the asteroid belt, y'all. And whatever it was that hit it, removed the dust from the surface and exposed the ice subcore. And so this is the reflection of the sun off of said ice. Now we know it's water ice because Dawn was equipped with spectrometers and it brought back water vapor signals. H2O, like water vapor. Not methane vapor, H2O, water vapor. Maybe. I don't know. It's out in the asteroid belt. I don't know. I don't know if I would gamble drinking water from somewhere else. It might be like radiated or something. But Ceres is the name of this particular dwarf planet.
You want to know what the description of that picture was?
Do what?
$800 Mars from
Accidentally. I'm sorry, that's not accident. You saw it. You saw it. That was not accidental. Like you said, it's like, hey, look, that's what I'm gonna do. It was one of those, I guarantee you. Check this out. Look what I did. I didn't get in trouble.
What if anybody
Uh-huh.
You wouldn't expect that smart people to be that.
Oh, are you kidding me?
It's basic human
Like-
instinct. You don't draw penis once in your life, you're not a person.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's not- I would-
The conversations that I have with my woo. Okay.
Weird, but true.
Now, we are not going to go into the gas giants. Just because I'm not going to shove all of this together in one lesson. We're splitting it up. Y'all can go online and I think it's 10 questions for this one. Or possibly if you have to go back and do the one from the sun. Because I'm not giving you weeks. I'm not giving you weeks to get stuff done. You have a couple days to get stuff done. Let me